Be cool, man. Be cool.
Good luck. Going in the tank.
All right. We're doing it. We're doing the
Ready?
thing. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, another being, welcome to Fair Magic.
All right.
We are back after a 1 month sabbatical, except for it's going to be a sabbatical every time. We're doing it on a monthly basis now.
Okay.
We are talking about new Phyrexia, which is my prediction for where we're going next.
That new.
That new Phyrexia. So we're talking about Phyrexia Mana, Infect, Proliferate, which was just revealed in War of the Spark, which is why I think we're going to new Phyrexia. I bet I'm wrong about that, but we will see.
Well, are we going back to Mirrodin that was? Like, is that what Phyrexia... Are we going back to Phyrexia
No, we're going
that
back
was
to
Mirrodin?
Phyrexia in the current timeline. So like new Phyrexia. We're talking about Phyrexian cards.
Okay.
I think they might do a speaking of invasions. Theros is also being invaded.
Dino, is that canon? Is that actually happening?
What?
Is Theros actually being invaded?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't do lore
That's
here.
all a rumor anyway.
Yeah.
That's all the rumor.
Nobody's
here.
been to Theros in years.
And nobody knows about Theros.
Yeah.
All right, so I did 4 Praetors and then a bunch of Phyrexia Mana, like 3 Phyrexia Mana each spells. I'm going to hit you guys with the Vorin Klex that I made. Because I wanted to follow the source material and make him be as obnoxious as possible.
Uh-huh.
So here's what I came up with. 6 colorless and 3 green Phyrexian Mana.
Okay.
He's 9 mana. He's a 9/9 trampler. Whenever a counter would be put on a permanent, put it on Vorin Klex instead.
Can I change it slightly
Yeah.
so that it's put a 1/1 counter on, put that many 1/1 counters on Vorinclex instead?
You may not.
So he gets loyalty counters.
Loyalty counters, charge counters,
Okay.
divinity counters.
Okay.
He takes all the counters. I take your counters.
I don't know if creatures can have loyalty counters on
They
them.
absolutely can.
Yeah, they can.
Well, I guess. All right.
So can I give him a way to use these other counters?
If you could turn him into a planeswalker, by all means.
Yeah, so I'm going to suggest that for double Phyrexian green,
Uh-huh.
he can take a counter off him. He gets +4/+4 till end of turn.
Ooh.
Take
What if
any
he-
kind of counter off.
What if you just have him remove any counter to get like +2/+2?
All right.
No,
No,
You have to
that's
put a mana
crazy.
cost on him,
That's
though.
fucking... I should stop doing this because
It's probably going to be.
Yep,
I don't
yep.
know what the audio is going to be.
Super annoying.
Probably might. I don't have headphones on, so I can't
Uh-huh.
tell. If
I
it
couldn't
is.
hear it in the headphones. So
Very well.
Or
we will
could
see.
you?
It's in there. It's
Yeah,
fine.
whatever.
That's Future Will's problem.
It is.
Hi, future Will.
What's up, baby? You thought you
Yeah,
escaped?
girl.
Yeah.
Game over.
That's the biggest colossal dreadnought I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, honest, I think he's pretty. Like, he's a huge pain, but I prefer him to real Vorinclex.
Yeah, no. Like,
Yep.
it's hard to make something more annoying than real Vorinclex.
Yeah.
I call it the silencer of magic cards because if this were a gun store and somebody rolled in to buy a silencer, I'd be like, sure, but why? Like, which is how I feel about selling Vorinclexes.
Uh-huh.
What's up with that trench coat?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'll sell you a Vorinclex, but are you playing with it here? Like, do I need to know about this?
Yep.
Casual with your friends. Okay. What's this on your list? 4 channels. Okay.
All right.
All right, what else we got?
All right. I'm going to go ahead and hop in here. So I made an up, down, vertical, horizontal cycle.
Oh, okay.
So
Explain what that means.
What that means in my little headcanon is that I've got a 1-drop single color for
Okay.
one color, a 2-drop double color of another color, and 3-drop triple color, and so
I
on.
see.
So if I were smarter, I would have done this in like Wooburg order, but I didn't. But I did start with a 1-drop white creature. It is a 1/1 with first strike, and if it attacks and isn't blocked, other creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
Interesting.
That is pretty nice. They basically have to sacrifice somebody to not let your team get super pumped.
Mhm. What's the rarity?
Rare or uncommon. I mean, it's a 1/1 first striker.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not bad right off the bat.
It's got to be an uncommon.
I think it could be an uncommon. It would be
Yeah.
a very good uncommon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm about it.
No.
I'm going to be real with you. Doesn't seem super Phyrexian, though.
Yeah, I did not realize the whole Phyrexian thing was a thing until you started this episode.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That card
that's where
seems
we're at.
really gross when you start considering
Infect?
multiples.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, multiples.
Well, hey, I mean,
Like,
just,
they have 1 blocker, you swing with 2. Like
Yep.
it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah,
you have
yeah, yeah.
one pump spell to keep them alive,
It
and then you
does,
play a third one. Like
Sort of
it gets
follow
out of
the
control
Phyrexian
quick.
theme of feels bad, where it's like,
Well, I
oh
would
man, I
say-
gotta
Yeah.
block this guy.
There's one place I could see that in a Phyrexia set, which is if there's red and white mirror and resistance still.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That could be a keyword of mechanic. Whenever this creature attacks and isn't blocked, a triggered ability.
Yeah,
So you could just keyword that with like
that's true. Yeah,
Sabotage.
I don't know, undeterred.
yeah,
or
some
something like that.
word or
Yeah.
other. You know, like the magic people do.
And then like a bunch of red white cards could have that.
Yeah. Ha! So it was Phyrexian.
Nah, you got me.
Stupid nerd.
Fucking got me.
Yeah.
Friggin' got me, man.
Oh man.
Speaking of the mirror and resistance, I have the new Koth.
Sweet.
Nice.
So he's the same monocost, 2 red, but he has a static planeswalker ability because we have those now.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's a static blood moon. He says non-basic lands or mountains.
Mm-hmm.
He starts at 4 loyalty, and he has a +1 and a -1, and that's it. +1, you may sacrifice a mountain. If you do, add red.
Cool.
Damn.
-1, Koth becomes an XX creature with power and toughness equal to the number of mountains you control until end of turn. He does not get haste. So if you use it the first turn, you can't attack.
What's his CMC?
He's CMC 4. Starts at 4
double
loyalty.
red.
Yeah.
Double red.
I have one thing to add to
That's
him.
really good.
I have two
like
things
that.
to add to him. He's going to be 3 red and 1.
Hmm.
He has Blood Moon's text, and then the second part of his static text is you cannot pay life to cast spells. So he just dunks super
Ooh.
hard on Phyrexia mana.
That's nice, actually.
Wow.
That's very set dependent, which
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
is obviously in the theme of this.
Yeah.
I think, I mean,
Yeah,
if you
Bullet
put
Citadel,
multiple...
get
Uh-huh.
fucked.
I do really agree with the
Yeah.
triple red though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Triple red
just
might be
a
warranted on
planeswalker
it.
blood moon for 2 red
Yeah.
is a little easy.
Yeah.
We'll say 1 red.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because
'Cause
you're
he's
gonna have to
super
play
red
it
now.
in like
Yeah.
an all red deck.
Yeah.
He's the readiest red thing there is.
Speaking of super red, let's talk about Urabrask and various designs I have for him.
Okay.
All right, so design the first is very simple. It's 6 mana and 3 Phyrexian on top of that. That's what I did for all the Praetors. The first design I have for him is instants and sorceries you control have infect.
No. Hard pass.
Everyone's like, thumbs down. Banefire to the who what now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
I mean, it's just too good in like incremental bolt decks too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. You just get dunked on super hard.
That's
Lighty
interesting.
bolt, lighty bolt.
And
lighty bolt,
knowing
shot.
that was not gonna fly, I made the card that I would want, which is 6 and 3 Phyrexian red mana. Whenever a player taps a land, they add 1 additional mana of that kind to their mana pool. Whenever damage is dealt, it's doubled, and creatures must attack every turn.
You just want this for
It's a,
Rurifar.
a 9 mana
Okay.
enchantment. Is that what this is?
No,
Yeah.
it's a 5/5. Like it's
Oh, it's a
Urabrask.
creep. Oh,
Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's 6 colorless,
yeah.
3
red.
red Phyrexian.
Mana doubler, haster, fucking damage doubler.
It's
Everything I
a,
want.
it's a 7/6.
7/6, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So if for essentially 6 colorless.
Yeah, for 6 colorless, it
And
and 6
life.
life. Yeah.
doubles the speed of your EDH game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy's got to die.
Yeah.
That's
Does-
the
does
general.
it
You're
have
like
haste?
that.
Yes.
Does it double its own damage?
Yeah.
All
probably.
creatures, all
I would
damage,
go,
all
I would go
damage is
another
doubled, right?
source because then you're talking about 14,
Just 14
from
damage
him
for
right
6.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm
another source you control.
Whenever
Yeah.
another source you control.
No,
yeah,
whenever
that's-
another source.
Another source.
Yeah.
So it's equal.
whenever
to-
another
I think if you
source-
just took away haste,
Or just he doesn't have haste, you can give him
Yeah,
another
either way.
ability.
Either way.
Give him
And then you play
Although
first or
he's kind of a
so he
hasty
gets haste.
thing, so maybe you want to keep haste.
Just make him a
He's
4/9.
yeah, I mean 9 mana haste. Urabrask has haste in his old
Yeah.
form, so
Yeah.
Yeah, make
so
him like
nothing
a-
to play with. Like other people's stuff comes in tapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, older Nebraska is like, slow down, guys. This one is not. We're doing it quick.
Well, he's
Yeah,
you
everyone's-
speed up and
So
everybody
what's the
else
everyone's
name?
good.
What's
Yeah.
the name of this card?
This is our new Urabrask.
It's like Urabrask Enraged, almost
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
your Rurik Tower.
Yeah, dude.
Urabrask Enraged. Instead of slow, we going fast.
Mhm.
I would
Gotta go
propose that if any of them, if you do this cycle of Praetors, they're all triple Phyrexian mana.
Mm.
I would do Urabrask, not Phyrexian mana.
He's 3 red.
Just 3 red.
Just
Nice.
3 red for a
No, not just 3 red, but like.
3/4 haster with those effects. That's what I want.
Ooh, that is actually. I would play that. I'd
Yeah.
play the
yeah,
shit out of
that
that.
Yeah.
would be pretty good.
I'd do it like 3 red and 2 because those are some crazy ass abilities.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 red and 2 for all of that shit.
Yeah.
As a
Seems
3
nice.
3 4
Stamp of approval.
5 4.
3/4.
3/4 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can double his damage at
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
got haste double damage,
Okay.
swings
Yeah.
for 6, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
I got Gingitaxias.
All
Tell me
right,
about
yeah.
Jingataxis. What'd
Okay.
you come up with?
So, I don't know about Gingitaxias being Phyrexian Mon. I didn't think about that.
No, I didn't tell you either. So
But mine is 6 blue, blue, blue. Gingitaxias the Grift Lord.
sweet.
He's a Praetor. He's got flying and vigilance because he's a weirdo.
Cool.
He's a 4/9 because he's a weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
And each opponent plays with their hand revealed.
Yes.
At the beginning of your end step, you may cast a card from target opponent's hand without paying its mana cost. If that card would go to a graveyard this turn, exile it instead.
So there's a timing restriction on it. Interesting. That seems extremely fair.
No, I don't think there is a timing restriction.
Well, you can play it, and then if somebody has an instant speed kill spell, you still kill it before they cast
Yeah.
anything. So
I thought.
yeah,
So wait, you're paying it. But you're at the end of the turn. You're casting a spell for free.
from
Yeah.
somebody else's hand, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought you were gonna do at any time you can cast a spell.
No.
Paying any mana.
No.
Oh, no.
Which would have been bonkers.
No,
Yeah.
that'd have been silly.
This is much fairer by comparison.
This
Yeah.
is you get one spell from an opponent at the beginning of your end step for
And
free.
it's any spell.
Any spell you want from their hand.
Wow.
pretty
That is
good.
very strong.
It's very strong. It's also 9 mana.
That's fair.
Yep. That
Yeah,
sounds
it's,
good.
yeah, all right.
Make it 3 Phyrexian. and
It could
6
be. It could
Willis.
maybe do that.
Get away with it.
I'd maybe go 3/9
Yeah.
instead of 4/9.
All right. So I'm going to continue with my. We can try to make it Phyrexian post facto. But for starters, I've got double green. It is a 3/2 with vigilance, and you can tap and sacrifice it to fog.
It's not bad.
I mean, it's super fair.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah,
The
I
fact
tried
that
to
you
make
had-
fair uncommons for
The
once,
fact that you had
guys.
to tap it.
Nice.
Yeah. If it could just like be swinging, and so when you're going into a race
Mhm.
where you just you don't want to block this either.
Yeah.
Do like
Mm-hmm.
having to tap it really makes it
Yep.
lot less useful.
Yep. It's got vigilance.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't hear the vigilance
Yeah, it's
part.
got
I guess that
vigilance.
makes us a lot better.
Yep.
So, no.
Yeah.
A 3/2 for 2 with
3/2
vigilance.
for 2 with vigilance and a dope ability.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think we could even make it a rare. I think I made a rare on this show.
Snaps for rares.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a rare.
What do you
Alright.
got, Brian?
I have an artifact. It's double black and 3.
Okay.
A reclamation factory.
Sweet.
At the beginning of every opponent's end step, reanimate a creature from their graveyard.
Cool. So it's just the dope part of Shieldred.
Yeah, you don't take any damage. I mean, it's an artifact that sits out there. You have to wait till their turn is over, and then at the end of everybody's turn, if they have something in their yard, you get to choose.
That is very good. Holy
That's
shit.
very good.
Reanimate
That's kinda
the
like
top
mind's
creature
dilation.
of that player's graveyard.
I'm sorry?
Reanimate the
Significantly
top
worse.
creature of their
Significantly worse.
graveyard.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah!
No, I want this to be like a rare or mythic, like reclamation factory, like Phyrexia, the diggers, like
And it's
that's,
only-
that's all about what they're about.
It's
yeah.
only their graveyard, right?
Yeah, their graveyard.
Yeah,
so
that's-
reanimate from their graveyard on their at the end of their turn,
Uh-huh.
so they have a chance to like deal with this enchantment
Yep.
or get rid of their creatures.
So that combos really well with this shitty blue card I made, which is it's a 3 Phyrexian mana, 3 blue Phyrexian mana, probably instant, maybe sorcery. And then for each blue mana that you paid for this spell, you draw a card, or untap a permanent. And then for each life that you pay for the spell, you mill somebody that much.
Ooh.
So you could just like pay 6, mill somebody for 6.
That part seems really fair. The other part,
Seems
yeah.
a little much.
The red version you designed that you were talking about earlier
Oh, yeah, the
in the
red
day
one.
was really broken. I tried to redesign it on the fly, and then I like went outside, thought about it for a second, came back and was like, "It's still broken." All right,
So that's
can
what
I
we're talking
can I
about.
explain the card? Like,
I'll tell
here's what I thought it
I'll tell
was.
you- okay, you do your version.
All right, so it's a 3 mana instant for 3 red Phyrexian mana
red
instant.
Phyrexian mana.
Initial version, I believe, was
So busted.
every time you pay life, you shoot them for 2. Shoot a target for 2.
each, yeah, it's deal 1 damage to any target for each life you paid.
Okay.
Oh, so it ends up being 6. So
Yeah.
if you pay 3, so it's 3
6
for
life.
yeah. And then the other half is if you pay mana into it, you draw a card instead.
Yeah, draw a card, discard a card.
No, the first version was just draw a
No,
card.
it was always draw a discard.
I don't remember
It was
noticing.
never draw a card in red. Come on.
And then
man.
I thought about switching it. I never heard the discard part, but either way. Then I was like, maybe you got to switch it. That would be more fair. And then Either
Nope.
way, it's like the card
Still
is
busted.
insane. Like Phyrexian mana really breaks
Yeah.
the rules of Magic, which
Yeah.
is
Super
limiting
hard.
the amount of mana you have on a turn.
Mhm.
That's the whole
Which
turn
is-
sequence. That's
yeah.
why you have to be really kind of conservative with putting Phyrexian
So
mana
here's
symbols on
the
it.
fairer version that we workshopped. For each mana you pay, for each red mana you pay, you draw a card and then discard a card.
Yeah.
And then for each life that you paid, you deal X damage, where X is the number of life you pay. So like, it's not
To any
for multiple
target?
creatures. It's
No.
you deal X damage to a creature or a planeswalker equal
Okay.
to the
Yeah.
total life
Not
you
going
paid
to
cast
face
the
as
spell.
well.
Mhm.
Because I
Okay.
immediately came
Yeah.
back and was like, I'm just thinking about these old
Okay.
legacy decks where you
I
can
think
just
that's fair, but
burn it down.
It's hard to. You have to make that at least a rare.
Yeah, I think this cycle probably would be rare.
So I was saying, yeah, at instant speed rare,
Mm-hmm.
at sorcery uncommon.
Sorcery sounds like they would actually print it. Instant is the dream.
Instant's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah, instant
fucking
is
nuts.
insane, of course.
You're just
Yeah,
sitting
you're
there-
drawing cards.
Yeah.
You're on the
at-
play.
in red
Yeah.
and burning things if you need to.
Well,
You're on the
yeah,
draw
it's
turn one. They
6
play a creature. You're
damage
just like,
to-
bah!
Yeah,
Like,
6 damage among any number of creatures, basically.
it's pretty gross.
So that's
So
very good.
I actually made a similar version of that card.
Oh,
Nice.
It is triple. We can make it Phyrexian red. That actually sort of makes it better.
what do you got? for us?
Like more fair in a way. So it's triple Phyrexian red, instant. Pay X life. This spell deals half that much damage to any target rounded down.
Dang, you are really taking a beating to try to get this spell
Yeah,
off.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I'll pay 6 and then another 4 to shoot you for 2.
That seems really bad.
Yeah, or you can pay regular mana.
Yeah.
Still seems kind of bad.
and
like-
then you shoot them for 5 by losing 10.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's playable.
so how
I don't
much
know if
mana
it's
do you have to
good.
put in to kill a 4/4?
3
3 mana.
and
Well,
8
you
life.
could do it.
I'm
Seems
just
good.
saying, like the math doesn't seem to work out too well. Like,
On the other
it's
hand-
definitely printable.
Yeah.
No, so like you're playing mono red burn, right?
Right.
You
That's what
get
I'm
up to
thinking.
3 mana. It's late game.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to shoot you for 8 to kill you. I'll just pay 16.
Yeah.
You're dead.
Yeah, as long as you have all your life left. That is,
Yeah.
Oh, and is it a cost to cast the spell?
No, it's gonna be resolution.
It's resolution.
Changing that real
Okay.
quick.
Boo. You're red. You should take the risk. It should be a cost.
That's
Yeah,
what
we'll
I
make
was
it a cost.
thinking.
All right. Pay X life.
Counterspell
As
should
an
be good
additional
against. It's like
pay
I
X
get to
life, and
murder
then
you
it's
for
deal
free
half
cards.
X.
Right, before we get
We
too
already
far
have
away
Fire
from it,
Blast.
I want to get these Praetors out of here. So let me take this away from me.
I will.
We got the black Praetor and the white Praetor left. Elish Norn is 6 and 3 Phyrexian. Her text is players cannot draw cards. Any
Sure.
player may pay 1 white Phyrexian mana to ignore this effect until end of turn.
Okay.
So they would have to
Power
do it on their
toughness?
upkeep.
She's 4/7.
So it's almost like a sulfuric vortex
Yeah, you just tax people
in
for
white.
Yeah.
That's fine.
it, too.
Yeah, I like it.
It does
very
nothing else than that.
That's
Yeah.
like probably not as good as the original. But
Yeah, I
I
was
think
like,
it's fine.
the original Elsinore
Yeah.
is like
It's kind of hard to make. I was making these Praetors, and I was like, how
Yeah.
the fuck do I make cards as
But
good
she-
as this? They're
Yeah.
You can't make
But-
a better anthem
Yeah.
card than
Yeah.
that one. So
Yeah.
and you can't make a card have that much stuff on if you're adding Phyrexian mana to it.
Mhm.
Like that is really understood. Like Phyrexian mana is so gross.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
They've had to ban several cards from Phyrexian mana. Like at least, I mean,
But I feel like I nailed Shieldred,
not get
go for it.
which is it's 6 and 3 black Phyrexian mana for the 5/7 Swamp Walk lady,
Sure.
and she has Grave Betrayal. Whenever a creature dies, comes into play under your control.
That's
And opponent's
really
creature dice.
good.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Seems it's straightforward. It
Yep.
feels bad.
Yep.
It's what
Yep.
a Praetor should do.
Uh-huh.
That's really good. All right, I got a Phyrexian counterspell to rival the
Okay.
Force Spike that's Phyrexian.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we're doing a new
It's not Force Spike. It's counter target CMC1 spell.
Yeah, it's
mental misstep.
mental misstep.
Yeah.
AKA Mr. Bandman.
So
Mhm.
this is more like Force Spike. It's blue and a Phyrexian blue.
Okay, we're doing
Sure.
this.
Okay.
It's an uncommon counter target non-creature spell unless its owner pays 1, colorless. If they pay 1, draw a card.
that's pretty
What?
super bad. That's awesome, bro.
That's
Like,
Yeah, I really like that.
it's a negate, but worse than a negate, but
Mhm.
with an upside.
It's kind of like Spell Pierce, but you can only hit non.
It's
you
just
can
so
only
much
hit
more
non-creatures.
situational. Like, you know what? I really don't. Like, you can just tax them
Mhm.
Do
Yeah.
they want that to
Right.
resolve? I do want, but thank you. I really don't
Well,
care
they
about
can-
that card. I'm
they
going to
can-
draw
Yeah.
a card.
Yeah.
They can have it be countered if they don't want you to draw a card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does force them to either let you
Just
draw a
another
card or
level of
actually
just
counter
another
the spell.
layer of complexity.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, that's-
instead
that's
of
dope.
making a hard counter, it's like draw me a card
Yep.
or counter that spell.
Yep. Or they can play their own counter spell.
That's true. You
Yeah.
could counter this counter.
I
That
would
costs
do it.
basically 1 and a 2
Smart.
life.
Yeah. Got them.
Yeah. So that's that one.
Like that.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I've got a quad blue sorcery.
Oh boy.
Any amount of this, no, literally none of this can be Phyrexia, and that would be disgusting. It is a sorcery. Gain control of target permanent, exile this spell.
I think that's fine, probably.
That's
Make it
super
4
fine.
Phyrexian, do it.
All right.
You won't.
I'll make it 2 Phyrexian and 2
That's,
blue.
I mean, 4 Phyrexian is broken as fuck.
Yeah.
Pay 8 life.
Pay 8 life.
It's not
that's
a,
mine.
like Phyrexian mana is not a downside.
Yeah.
Not at
land.
all. It's always an upside.
Yeah,
Land
it's like-
pass in response.
It's split second
This is an
Phyrexian
instant?
mana.
It's a sorcery.
Sorcery.
It has,
As a sorcerer, I
it
think
has
it's-
rebound. Fair magic.
Oh, God.
I brought back the Splicers.
Oh boy.
nice.
'cause
Yes.
I love that
Thank God.
cycle.
Yeah.
So I figured they could have a gold uncommon and probably more than just one. But this is the Rage Splicer that's black and red. It's 2 black and a red.
Yep.
No Phyrexian mana here. It's a Horror Artificer. It's an uncommon. Enters the battlefield, you create a 3/3 golem, and then golems you control have menace and haste, and it's a 1/3.
Ooh.
Yo, golems you control have medicine. You remember my boy Precursor Golem?
Precursor golem, you make a bunch of golems, give them haste. You gotta give them haste.
Precursor
There's none of
golem.
them that give haste.
5-drop 3/3 makes 2 mo 3/3s. All spells that you target one of them. Target all of them.
Yep.
I've
Yep.
always wanted to break that
screen
guy.
is-
Yeah.
It's always really hard
We are
because
being-
all removal just works as well as
Uh-huh.
We're just being buried
Golems
in
can
golems
get
right
they can
now.
get flying, they can get trample, they can get +1/+1,
and
they
swords
can
to
get
plowshare.
a couple other things, but
No! That's so
gotta
many
fill in
lands.
those
though.
gaps.
Yeah.
So
You
many
gotta be like
lands.
slivers.
No, that's path.
No! So much life.
Yeah.
So much life. All right. I got the mono black, so it's 3 Phyrexian black mana. This one has to be a sorcery because that's how we do discard spells. So for each mana that you pay, target opponent discards a card. And then for each life that you pay, for you can reanimate a creature from any graveyard, CMC X, where X is the amount of life you paid.
Holy fuck.
Yeah!
Wow. What?
So it's on par with, so for 3 mana, you spend 6 life and get a 6-drop CMC, or 6
No,
CMC.
For free.
You just
There's
did
no
too,
problems.
It's too much.
That's way too
There's
much.
just too much on that.
Oh, man.
I mean, it's
'Cause you-
definitely a rarer
Right,
mythic.
so
I don't think it's that broken.
can you target 2 creatures with that ability if you're paying different?
No, it's the
No.
CMC of how much
Just-
life you paid.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So if you
and
pay,
it has to be the amount of life you paid, or is it or less?
it would have to be
the
the
amount
exact.
or
It would have
less.
to
The
be like
amount or
so
less.
2, 4, 6.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it is it's basically him to 2 rock
Yeah.
that you can also
It's not
pay
him.
2 life.
No, they choose the card.
Well, sure, but they
It's-
discard 2 cards and you
On-
reanimate a Baleful
For
Strix.
2 mana, that's divination is 3 mana.
Yeah.
There's no.
I mean, divination isn't really like a great card though. Like this is. I mean, this could be
Well,
fair and still good.
I'm just showing you the comparison
Oh,
because,
yeah,
like, in
sorry.
terms of drawing cards, this is pay. If you play black, 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 it's they discard 3 cards.
Yes.
and that's Ancestral Recall in reverse, which
Yeah.
is really good.
Well, except it costs 3 whole black mana.
But that's not that bad.
That's fair.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely pushed.
Yeah, it's very
I think.
strong.
I mean, like Mind Twist exists. So for like, if you Dark Ridded Mind Twist, you would get 2 cards at random, and this card gets you 3 of their choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Mind
honestly,
Twist is restricted
you
in
could
most
print
formats.
it.
yeah.
either half of that card could be a really broken card on its own. So, like, putting them together, I just
What if
it's,
you
like,
just lowered it to
insane.
2 mana total?
That would be
Ooh.
way better, actually.
That's
That
gnarly.
I like that actually.
Yeah.
That's one fix.
Yeah.
Because
let's
you can
go.
only get a 4 CMC dude back or 2
Uh-huh.
cards.
Yeah,
And you have to
There's
pay
a-
4 life to do it. Yeah, that's very fair.
yeah.
All right.
That's
Good
better.
fix.
The black one is 2 because
Mm-hmm.
the Super Secret Future League, while playtesting, was like, this card's busted, yo. Like, what? What is this?
You know,
Our imaginary future league.
so I also have a mono black enchantment, actually.
Hmm.
It is 5 black mana.
Oh, boy.
So black, 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 black.
Hmm.
ETB, each opponent's life total becomes 5.
Okay.
Static text. If an opponent's life total would go above 5, it becomes 5 instead.
Super sudden death. Let's
So
go.
it's
Yep.
like a reverse of that.
I like that card.
That big green
Yeah.
guy that sets you to 7, and if your
Uh-huh.
life would go below 7, it's 7 instead.
Yeah.
So that seems really ridiculous with Gary.
Oh, for sure.
They just die.
Like,
Yeah, it's
immediate-
pretty good. I'm not lying.
Slam this, reanimate Gary, you're dead.
Yep.
But
I would make that maybe exile itself to produce that effect. I don't know.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Produce which effect?
The go to 5 effect. I don't know about that staying at 5 either. Just because like that's 5 life is really easy to just kill everybody.
so
Yeah.
it's 15 life for 5 mana. That's right, essentially.
Mhm. But
Like
you-
if they're
you
at
do it
20,
too.
yeah.
What about 10 life?
There's already cards that do that. Essentially, Sorin's Vengeance is
Yeah,
a
that's
7
why
mana
I'm saying.
sorcery. Like in the,
I would
that's-
accept 7.
7.
Yep.
so like 5 black, 2 colorless, or
No, still 5 black.
5 black, you
enchantment.
go to 7, you can't go
no,
above
go to
7.
7. No, I thought you meant 7 mana.
No. No.
I don't know. That's probably really good.
That
The mono
seems
black aggro deck probably really likes
insane.
that kind of
Uh-huh.
thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Let's change it to
Mid-range,
each
maybe.
opponent's life total becomes 7. Can't go above 7.
Each opponent.
Each
or
opponent.
player?
Each opponent.
Yeah, that's
What?
Sure.
That's real freaking
That's
good.
wild.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, even better with Gary Elves.
We're,
That
we're
seems
riding the
wild.
line tonight. I don't know
All
about
right.
this.
Yeah.
You know what?
It
We'll
is.
make
I don't
it
know about
each
the
player.
fairness.
I tell you what, is new Phyrexia, and they printed some
Yeah,
fucking
that's
crazy ass
true.
cards.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's true. We got to push the line, I guess. All right, I got a locus.
Do it.
I did 2 new locuses. There's
God.
one that's a rare and one that's an uncommon. The uncommon is a like Xylus hive thing. Land locust, tap for colorless. It enters the battlefield with a charge counter. It has another ability: tap, remove the charge counter, add 1 for each locus you control.
All right.
Oh, so it's just like whichever post.
Like the old locust, but only
Uh-huh.
once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
And
it's
then-
also so it makes old locust way better.
Yes, it does.
Because it turns it
because
into
it's
16 post.
It's another locust.
Yeah.
And then there's another locust that's Zephyr Hub. It's a rare land locust. Tap, add 1 colorless. Pay 6 and tap it. Create a 1/1 Thopter token for each locust you control.
Again, locusts are already too strong.
I like
Oh,
locusts.
God, they're the worst.
They're pretty good, especially when there's 4 of them.
Uh-huh.
There's
Yeah.
my locusts. They're not fair.
All right.
Neither is fair.
Noted. Yeah, we haven't had a lot of fair magics on this one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Semi-fair magic.
Speaking of which, I got the other 2 triple Phyrexian monocolor spells.
Okay.
The green one is for each mana you pay, untap a permanent. For each life you play, put a +1/+1 counter on a creature.
Oh no. Gaia's Cradle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's Cradle. For free.
Every,
Not for free.
again and again and again
Yeah,
and again
3
and
times
again.
off one spell.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What about untap a creature instead? Creature or artifact? That's my final offer.
Creature would be much more fair. Artifacts are also pretty broken.
Uh-huh.
That's Phyrexia, though. You gotta untap artifacts.
That's true.
I like untapping lands in green.
Hey.
Yeah, but Gaia's Cradle.
For each green you pay, untap a planeswalker.
Okay.
And then put X loyalty counters. Equal to the amount of life you lost.
What is the X? Yeah.
X is just a number you pick.
Then the white one is for each white mana you pay, prevent 1 source of damage that would be dealt to you. And then for each for the amount of life you played, tap a creature.
All right.
So it's like a weird combat trick where you're like, I block 3 of your creatures, then I tap down your blockers, and then wreck your shit.
Uh-huh.
That's
I come
interesting.
back. That's probably the fairest one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I like that one.
That one's the common.
There you go.
So I have a 5-color artifact.
Let's go.
It is just like Wooburg. It's an artifact.
Sweet.
Tap 10 planeswalkers, win the game.
No, this is
Oh, man.
if
That-
you control.
I'm down with it. I know you said that as a joke, but that's pretty
I
good.
mean, it's pretty hilarious.
If you control 5 separate creatures, 1 of each color, creatures you control get +5/+5, first strike, lifelink, menace, and flying.
All right.
I'm all on board with that. That's
That seems fine.
you can
If
have
you
You have to
five.
have 5 separate
five
creatures,
separate
that
creatures that-
represent 5 colors.
You can have play split colors, obviously.
Yeah,
You
but
have
they can
you
only
have
count for one
a
at a
creature
time.
of each color.
No,
that what
you
that
have
is?
to have
Different creatures.
five different creatures representing each color among them.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
So like you can
each
have a white
creature can only
and a
count for
blue-white
one.
creature,
Yeah.
but each creature can only count for one.
Yeah,
And
there's other cards that count like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember
Yeah,
what they
I
are,
I
but
can
Yeah.
physically feel myself listening to your wording over and over again to get this card right. Oh, it feels good.
Yeah.
mm.
But yeah,
Boy.
so the payoff seems
I mean that seems really fair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
totally fine.
It's Beastmaster Ascension
plus.
for rainbows.
Yeah.
But you have to have a board state.
You have to have a
that, like,
huge board. You have to cast this
Specific
5-color
board.
artifact
At any point that, like,
does literally nothing
Yeah.
unless this is true.
I'll swing at you with all my dudes that are huge. I'll kill the one creature. They all shrink.
Uh-huh.
Ah, wah,
Kill
wah,
your
wah.
And when you cast this enchantment, you scry 5 because it has to do something outside
fair.
of the payoff
Okay.
effect.
Now,
Otherwise,
see,
it
I'm
just
looking at
fucking
this as
sucks.
like some terrible invasion block.
Ooh.
I mean, that
thing.
does feel very sliverish.
Yeah.
Whenever a multicolored creature enters the battlefield under your control, untap target land.
There you go.
Or
right.
scry 2.
I'd go with Scry 2.
Also
Scry 2 is
good.
better.
Yeah.
Also good.
I think untapping a land is actually more broken.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm thinking about EDH.
Uh-huh.
Oh, absolutely.
Surprise! This land makes a whole
Reason
mess
to
of
redeem.
mana.
Untap my land.
My cabal
Cabal
coffers.
Gaia's Cradle.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, I actually came up with an uncommon,
Hmm.
which is a black-green 2/2 hate bear.
Sure.
And whenever an opponent proliferates, you proliferate.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I like it.
I feel like you would use that in like an infect deck where they're trying to be the control deck, like proliferating their planeswalkers, and you put a little bit of poison on them. Like,
Yep.
oh, good luck.
Mhm.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah, you
Yep,
just stank
yep.
on them. Trying to play Planeswalker Proliferate.
I don't know if
whatever
they'll
the
bring
crazy
back-
kids are doing these days.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll bring back infect. That's
I don't think
it's
they
Bring it
can.
back.
It's really dangerous to play with because it's
Yeah, we were talking about that behind the counter earlier today. It's like, what cards can you give infect that don't just break the game?
they only have
Yeah.
a really small amount already, and people
Yeah.
have made it a top tier deck. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fallen off in favor these days in modern, but
But
It's
like,
still pretty
you
good.
already
it's
have,
goodness
like,
gracious,
a-
like you mess up for one turn and you're dead on turn 3 or turn 2.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like
oops.
1/1 infect for 1, like, and then just buff it and instantly
Yeah.
kill the person. Like, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
You know,
They shouldn't have printed anything less than 4 mana with Infect.
Yeah.
More payoff cards for having poison counters,
That would work.
something like that.
for every an enchantment
Just
where
use more -1/-1s. I like that better.
Right?
I got a mono black enchantment for that.
Alright.
Triple black enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, proliferate. At the beginning of your end step, put a -1/-1 counter on target creature.
Ooh, that's nice.
I'm thinking of a cycle of cards all of a sudden where having infect counters, like you were just mentioning, for each color affects them differently. Like if you have red creatures and you have an infect counter on them, they get +1/+1 for every infect counter you have on yourself. If they decided to make infect really good,
Mm-hmm.
they like counter buff it by
Yeah.
making their count. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Mirror and Resistance.
So
Going
like
back-
for every so if you have this creature, for every infect counter you have, when you tap it, draw that many cards
Oh,
or something
man.
like
Cool.
that.
Nice.
But
That
they
is
have to
pretty
make
gnarly.
infect really strong, but then you just make the counter to infect
Mhm.
also kind of just
Just
bonkers.
crazy.
Yeah.
Infect hosers.
Yeah.
I
I
love
like that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there would be a theme to each one.
I think
Uh-huh.
you could have ways in
gain mana in
I
green.
would say in green and white, and maybe even red, could have cards that remove a poison counter from yourself, have an effect,
Leeches.
like so you can actually have a way to
Yeah.
counterplay against them.
There's
Yeah.
one card in Magic right now that removes poison counters. It's leeches out of visions.
Mhm.
So if they just do more of that, but like you were saying, with an added
Yeah.
effect,
Yeah,
at
what
like
is a-
whatever.
Let's brainstorm a fair poison counter hoser, like something that can get rid of poison counters that doesn't just destroy
I would-
infect.
Let's base it on
Leeches.
scavenging ooze.
Leeches is
Yeah.
super fair.
Yeah.
It's like 3 or 4 minutes. It's like a white and 3 or 2. Like
Mhm.
remove all poison counters from you, because infect gives poison counters. It's
Say a scavenging ooze, a bear that pay a green, remove a poison counter from yourself,
Gain a life.
gain a life. Yeah.
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 Woo.
That's spicy.
you like Scoos too much.
I love Scoos. He's my favorite.
And- I mean, aren't you all basically gaining a life by removing a poison counter anyway? Because they wasted time not taking life.
It just
by
gains you
hitting
life
you.
in both directions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a 2-point swing essentially.
Double payoff.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I also want something that
Because they didn't hit you with damage the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I want a like a bomb ass effect in mono black that you can only like it does something, but if you have 5 or more poison counters, it does something crazy.
ooh, so you like load yourself up with poison counters
Uh-huh.
like on purpose.
Yeah, I want that
What-
to be.
There's a
strat.
card that will is it Mirrored Image Siege, Phyrexian Praetor. Each
Mm,
upkeep, both players get a
Yeah.
poison counter.
There's one where
Yeah.
you can give yourself poison counters or what Caress of Phyrexia,
There's the
Draw.
rat that puts one on every
Yeah.
player.
You draw cards and get poison counters. So
Or some type of Phyrexian gods, like in each color, where they don't activate much like the devotion or like whatever. They don't turn on until you have enough infect counters
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah.
we got to come up with like one
Oh
of those.
damn!
Oh man,
That's a whole nother
this is some
episode.
sweet design space, guys.
Can I get my mind trigger in before we go on to this next one?
Okay, the black one is triple black and 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 6/6 with indestructible and menace. It has reveal this card from your hand at the beginning. You may reveal this card from your hand at the beginning of your upkeep. If you do, you get a poison counter. You may only cast this spell if you have 5 or more poison counters.
All right.
So it's like stalking a second hand, almost like experimental frenzy.
It doesn't draw you any cards or anything. Just like have a super powerful creature.
You just reveal it each upkeep.
I must
could-
have
Be
mis-
like,
you
hey,
could-
I might have
get a
misheard.
poison
You could
counter.
definitely give
I'm
it,
gonna do it
an
again.
ability that does something too, I think. Like
Hmm.
black, deal 2 to something.
I would like gain a poison counter and then draw a card, discard a card or something.
Maybe it should probably have infect too.
And then you have proliferate in the set, so it's like a whole game of like, I need
How much
5,
do I do?
but then all of a sudden they're like, proliferate you,
Uh-huh.
copy that, proliferate you. And
This would
I'm
be gross.
dead.
Yeah.
All
But-
right, so how about this? I want to say how push can we make this? We do CMC4 tutors in standard now, right?
Yep.
So it's 2 black and 2, right? Search for a card.
Demonic tutor,
Yeah.
diabolic tutor.
And then if you have 5 or more poison counters, you search for 3 cards instead.
Yes.
That's hilariously awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I like
mean,
that.
like the restrictions, like you're at 5 life.
Yeah.
The grip of Phyrexia,
that.
and you just fucking. I think that's the name of the card.
That
It
is
is,
the name
yeah.
of the card.
Damn it.
That's
steals an
it
equipment.
steals an equipment
And makes you a germ token.
It's, you gain control of the equipment, which is the most hilarious part.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you permanently jack their
Like, let me get that.
nonsense
Mm-hmm.
You get it on a body.
and a body.
Yeah.
That's
Still
fertile
bad if
design
you steal
space.
a jit, but whatever.
Viewers, if you come up with some cards that trigger on the amount of poison counters, you should put them in the comments. I do want to see them.
That does
Please
sound
do.
fun.
All right, we got a mind trigger.
I do.
What is it?
It's a blue, black, and 2 1/1 flyer. On cast, sacrifice another creature. This creature gains the power and toughness of the sacrificed creature, and
Okay.
then it has Mind Trigger's ability, and it's a flyer.
I love it.
So it's a 4-drop clone essentially, but it gains. It doesn't clone it. It
It eats it.
It eats it and
Yeah.
becomes it, but
It's
it gives
ingests
it,
it.
but it gives it flying,
Phyrexia
and it
ingested.
has the
There you
Mind
go.
Trigger ability on
Mind
it.
trigger's ability.
Yeah.
I'm
That's-
about it.
But
it
for
costs-
your own side.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sacking
you
your-
can't. Yeah, you set, and it's on cast. Sack.
So
it's,
it's
a cost.
cast
It's a
sack
cost.
creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Cool.
As a cost.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's nice.
So you can get blown out. Like
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
pretty fair, and it's
Yep.
Extremely fair.
Mind
Four
trigger
drop-
ain't good.
It's a 1/1.
it's a 4-drop 1/1 flyer that, but I mean you eat it on. That can also be an advantage because they
Uh-huh.
can't kill it in response.
Yeah.
So
you know
like
what?
if
Give,
they
this-
do,
give it flash. So
Woo!
you can respond to
I mean,
removal.
Yeah. It's
Yes,
like, oh, you're
please-
gonna kill this dude? All right.
can
I'll
I
eat it.
can I give it trample too?
No.
How about first strike?
Flash is perfect.
Please.
On that
Yeah.
guy.
Flash
get-
is nice though.
you get
For
menace.
4 mana.
I think actually the cost part does definitely make it an advantage. I think because they cannot react to it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
All right.
and you are negging yourself a creature.
Time for
Anyway.
Pinterest lightning round. Let's
Oh,
go.
man.
All right,
Alright,
so
what do
I
we
feel
got?
like this is just skews for poison counters, but I'm open to other
Oh my
suggestions.
god.
It's a transparent slime.
It's the
being.
leeches.
Yeah, man. I think
That's-
that's what it is.
Every
Yeah.
time this creature hits you or hits an opponent, you can either add or detract a poison counter
From
From
them
any
or
player?
from you?
from the player that they hit. So like if
Oh.
you're playing against a deck that's the cards we just designed where they're like we're at 5,
That's
so it can either
interesting.
give them an extra one or take one away.
Ooh,
I like it.
I don't know what size it is, what the CMC is, but
It is a 2/2 white creature.
seems
for
to
2.
be should be a 2/2.
White.
Yep.
Yeah,
Another-
the heat,
that's
the
like,
weirdest
it's like
white
a
creature I've
it should be
ever
black
seen.
white maybe double white.
Black
I
white.
don't know.
Black white
It's
works. I like it.
some quote about, or make it white green and have some quote about nature finds a way.
Yeah.
Nature always finds a way. Cut to GIF of
Jeff
Mr.
Goldblum,
Jeff
smash
Goldblum.
cut too.
Life finds a way.
Ah, that's a good smash cut. All right, how about this fucking pile of monstrosity?
I like this.
that's not a magic card.
Nope. As far as I know.
Looks like I'm just
This is
like
the
Eldrazi.
Phyrexian version of Reality Smasher.
Nice.
So it's 2 and a black, red, and blue Phyrexian mana.
Okay.
All right.
Are you ready for this?
Oh man,
Yep,
this is
yep.
some MTG Cardsmith nonsense.
Yep.
This is a 4/4 trample haste,
Okay.
and whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability controlled by an opponent, that opponent loses 4 life.
Ooh.
I
like
like
that.
that.
A lot.
Yeah.
And it plays on the same theme
Mm-hmm.
with their old ability of the Reality Smasher.
I got
It's a little smaller, but it still hits them a lot harder in life
No.
total.
In life, yeah.
They pay white. They have to pay white-green Phyrexian to target it. So if they happen to be in green and white, they can reduce it.
Just get him.
Get out of here with your 5-color nonsense.
I don't wanna.
This is a Grixis
5-color
boy.
Phyrexian.
Look at that.
mana.
That has nothing green or white about
All right,
it.
here's my alternate suggestion for a Reality Smasher type creature. So it's a 3/3 for 2 black and 3 colorless. It has infect. Yeah, make it like a 2/2. Fuck it. It's a 2/2 for 5. But and it has infect. But and this is a crucial but. It gets +1/+1 for each poison counter that you have.
Yes. Hard.
Enjoy
Hard
it.
yes.
I enjoy that.
And just get them.
That's
The
a good
mirror
way to-
is
that's
gonna
a good
be
way to show
weird.
that mechanic off.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I want the new Phyrexia to be like everybody gets poison counters and you get dope stuff in exchange and it's just risk it for the biscuit.
Exactly.
You know what I would actually do to
Living on the
if they
edge.
wanted to make infect not that bad, have a keyword that just says you can't lose due to infect.
I was just
counters.
about to be like an
Just have
enchantment, like
a
immune
bunch of-
to infect.
Just
something
know, like,
yeah.
have it on creatures, have it as a
Protect-
keyword
yeah.
on red and white cards or whatever.
I'm saying even as a player, you can like almost like whatever those you can't lose the game like worship
Yeah.
if you have a creature just like you can't die like
And you could have it say
some
like
type of angelic grace.
inoculated
Yeah.
to be the keyword, and like
That'd
you
be
can't.
dope. Like
Yep.
you put it on like a 3-drop tap for any color artifact, like a commander sphere that is
Yeah.
also like I can't die to infect. Like
Yeah.
put all the tech out there.
Yeah.
Some weird uncommon where you can
'Cause
just pay 3 tap it and remove 1 infect counter from you, or
Yeah, like I'm thinking like core. What's the core for white that's pro red and black?
Firewalker. It's
Yeah.
just red though, I think.
Yeah.
There's one that's red and black too.
Core?
Or what is it? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's the core Firewalker is
It's like-
double red
It's
2/2 or
it's
double
a soul
white 2/2.
sister that I think it's a soul sister that has pro red black. I want to say.
Who knows?
I don't
if it
know that
exists,
card.
It's on
Yeah.
the screen right now.
It
Right.
probably is, and we look like idiots for not knowing what it is.
Fucking morons.
Can't we see the screen?
Idiot.
God damn it. Oh. All right. What do we got next?
All right, so this is some sort of creepy angel with no face.
Cool.
And I also want, for those who are you're sitting far away from the screen, the part of the sword that it is holding is also sharp.
Good.
Professionalism.
Yep.
As Denfield's rap YouTube videos they're playing.
That would be a sweet smash cut to that picture being zoomed in while like hardcore gangster rap plays.
All right.
All right, we're back.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a creepy angel. We can do Phyrexia.
I got a name.
What's up?
Sarah's Forgotten Angels. So in the old lore, Sarah's realm got destroyed by the Phyrexians by Yawgmoth because Urza showed up there and then like got healed by Sarah and then bounced out. This is I don't know whatever the mending's about, but in the old books, Urza went there to get recuperated by Sarah and then bounced, but him being there like led the Phyrexians there, and then the Phyrexians killed Sarah's realm, Sarah's sanctum. So this could be like a bunch of the angels that the Phyrexians took over.
I'm about
yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
Can it be
that sounds
Mardu?
dope.
It can be whatever you want, yeah.
Yeah.
But like the Phyrexians, like they got smashed up. Sarah got worked on.
How about this for the creature? It's a 4/4 flyer for 5,
Sounds
black
rel-
white. Whenever it deals combat damage, create a token that's a copy of this creature.
It's dealt combat damage.
Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you just make another.
Does it have vigilance like the old Sarah's Angels?
Sure.
Yeah. Sarah's Angels that duplicate themselves.
You just get a 4/4, make another one.
I feel like you could just make that the 3/3 it originally was,
Make it a 4/1.
Ooh.
because they're just
Yeah.
like, I'm getting in. Like they've already
And
died
whenever
once.
it deals combat damage at all.
Yeah.
So,
What?
Yeah, block this or what?
Yeah. No vigilance. Just are you going to
I
block
hope
it?
you
'Cause
got
it's
shocks.
still there.
I hope you got shot.
Like a polyraptor.
I mean,
at that
you just,
point.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just build the set with a couple pingers in there, and you'll be
Uh-huh.
all right.
That'll be fine.
yeah.
This is all fine.
Yeah. Just
Was it just combat
Slicing.
damage or is it all damage?
It's all damage. Whenever it deals
When it deals
whenever
damage.
it deals
When it deals
combat
combat
damage.
damage.
Not-
okay,
not
so you
dealt.
can ping it.
You make a
Yeah.
combat
die.
Yeah.
and then like you can
All right,
just
that's
get
fine.
it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's
Yeah.
an extremely interesting card.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
I think it would have to be a 3/3 if it's duplicating itself on both types of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, a 4/1 for 5.
Or,
It just
yeah,
copies
4/1.
itself. Yeah.
All right, this has been Fair Magic. So good to see you all again.
Yeah, yeah.
Make some noise in the comments. Let us know what you want to do next.
Make exactly that noise.
Make all these noises.
Yes.
It's been real, and we're out.
Love y'all.